Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what's criminally overpriced to you? Funerals. Dead me will never financially recover from dying. Just melt me in a bucket of acid, and fling me at my enemies. We should be friends for obvious reasons. Printer ink. I worked at Dell 10 years or so ago. We would give printers away with every computer. They made a fortune from selling the ink. They explained to us that ink was black gold and something like $32,000 per gallon at the time. Yay, like 6 or 8 years ago I remember my dad got a computer, it came with a printer for 20 extra bucks, now I can see why. Any form of dental work. Why is it so much and not covered by dental insurance? I'm talking about you implants. Also, it's a scam that dental and vision are separate from health insurance. Like, oh, you wanted to be able to see. That's a luxury you'll have to pay extra for. As someone who is nearly blind without glasses or contacts, the prices for everything is absurd, and they charge you contact fitting fees and fees for glasses on top of frames and lenses and all of that too. As if it all wasn't already costing a lot. And they always dilate your eyes before you pay. Edit, rip my inbox. Fucking therapy, man. A decent therapist is hella expensive. I tried to get a trauma therapist recently, and the one I was recommended charges $200 an hour and doesn't accept insurance. That in itself is traumatic. I had a similar situation a year ago. Sessions with my trauma therapist were $200 per hour, but I was in network and thought I'd be covered. My coverage was $34 per session, and I didn't see my first bill until I was about 12 sessions in. I'm still paying it off. A decent therapist is hella expensive. And shitty therapists can be just as expensive. You'll never really know until you try them. $200 bucks to get have you tried meditation? Canadian here. It's definitely cost of mobile/internet plans. They're ridiculously overpriced and it makes me cry to see prices elsewhere. I read somewhere the average GB of data was $15.50 in Canada, and 9 cents in India. Canadian here, data rates are crazy. I also read that in India you can buy a bag of Lay's chips and it includes 2 gigabytes of free data. First world country, third world internet and mobile plans. Lol, the third world literally has better plans than what Canadians are offered. College textbooks, they can cost hundreds of dollars, and professors will publish new ones all the time to force students to get the newest version instead of reusing an older one. I'm just finished an online program and bought all of the books since I was responsible for teaching myself the material. I went onto my college's bookstore site and tried to have them buy the books back that I didn't want. They offered $15 for a textbook over $150. $15 fucking dollars. And they'll likely resell it for $75. Madness. That's why I prefer to get some EPUB file from a shady corner of the internet. I'm studying on my laptop anyway. libchars. z-lib.org. I've gotten pretty much any book I've ever wanted, including textbooks, from these two sites. T-83/T graphing calculators. Why the fuck does this 30 years old technology price keeps going up? Robbing museums gets expensive. Insulin. Diabetic noises. Not unless they get their insulin. Dying. It's so expensive to get out of the system. It's easier the second time around. First time, huh? Concessions at sporting events in the US. Our taxes pay for the stadiums. Then the public has to buy tickets to get in. Then when we finally get inside, they are gonna charge $14 for a $3 beer. I remember a co-worker told me a story of a baseball game he went to. After buying tickets and beer/food, they sat down and it started to rain. It was raining too bad to keep going, so they called the game. He said that was $50 down the drain. In 1989, my brother wound up with corporate tickets to an Oakland-San Fran World Series game. It was cancelled due to earthquake. A podcast told me that the Atlanta Falcons specifically went against this. They cut their contract with Aramark and have very affordable prices. My EPUB, kinda can't really afford to keep getting them. I'll be screwed if I get stung up and I'm a landscaper. Edit, thanks everyone for the info on how to find them for much cheaper. Very much appreciated. A lot of great info here. You might not be aware, but EpiPens are up to 85% effective 4 years after expiration date. Don't throw them out just because they have expired. As long as the liquid in the view window is clear and not cloudy, you're good to go. https://www.drugtopics.com/view. So does that mean my 10+Y are out of date EpiPen would be worth using vs dying? There is a way around. If you get a doc to prescribe the vial and needle, it's under $10 I believe. This, 1,000 times this. I have 4 kids, each needed pens for school, and they couldn't share of course, and pens only came in sets of 2. So a single $35 pen turned into $3,200 because pens were $400 each, and each had to be bought in pairs, and I had to have a specific prescription for each kid. Fucking stupid. Got the doctor to prescribe a vial of Epi and a filter needle. Glass vials need filter needles, and the single script cost about $16. Gave to the school nurse. Done. Oh, and the vial didn't expire in 1 year. Medications needed to live, insulin, EpiPens etc. Good lord yes for EpiPens. It's suggested to have 2 on you at all times and they need them at school and / or after school care. Then they expire every year. Unless we hit our deductible, we are shelling out hundreds a year for something we have, thankfully, never needed to use. I believe it's Joe Marchi's wife or daughter Heather Breesk suggested schools and people to have 2 EpiPen. Heather, former CEO of Myla, decides to increase the prices of insulin and EpiPen and claim not to know why. She then sold the company to outside buyer that her turn that needed to live in West Virginia. Joe Marchi, during pandemic time refused to help out his own state by saying we shouldn't give handouts. Housing. I swear so many modern problems are because of the cost of housing. Wait until the next ones hit, food is ramping up and the commodification of water is next. We're getting squeezed more and more every year, and it's all starting to get to the point where I think we're going to read more and more about people losing their shit. Houses are very basic and very expensive, especially in big sites. I know everybody is going to give better answers, but for the life of me, I cannot without why suitcases are so expensive. They're just plastic shells, a zip and some wheels, yet they sell for hundreds. My guess, part of the logic, from the company POV, might come from the fact that they are an infrequent purchase, and for being so infrequent for the majority of people, they only get a couple repeat purchases from each customer in the customer's lifetime. Edit to add, also, demographics-wise, if people are buying luggage, that means they likely have some disposable income for travel and can afford a bag for the lifestyle too. Fucking salads. Man, it's so frustrating. Sometimes I just want something light and it costs me more than 6 hamburgers. Caesar salad $13 pennies worth of lettuce and dressing. Croutons. $1 extra. Chicken. $3 extra. I've seen $17, with tax, chicken Caesar salads at super mid-range places. Any software of the Adobe suite. Edit, good to see that thousands of people agree. I guess I'll take the opportunity of this post blowing up to recommend alternatives. Photoshop. GIMP, I honestly really don't like it even though I use it a lot. Krita, focused around art. Photoshopy, online photo editor. Darktable. Paint.net, of course. Affinity Photo, haven't tried this one yet. Illustrator. Inkscape, clunky but powerful. Figma, I love it, simple and clean. It also has a desktop app. Affinity Designer. Premiere Pro. KDEN Live, Libra Video Editor. HitFilm, I should really try this one. Edit, NVM, it doesn't have a Linux version. Device I Resolve. After Effects, I have no idea. I literally coded my own Audio Spectrum music video encoder using FFmpeg and Node.js because of the lack of alternatives, for my specific use case. Though if you're searching for Audio Spectrum videos specifically, I can recommend Visi. Edit 2, boy, I almost forgot about the alternatives to Adobe PDF Reader. I loathed Ocula, I 100% recommend this one. It's made by the same people who made Krita. Works both on Linux and Windows. Sumatra PDF. Master PDF Editor, the free version is very good already. Zathura, if you're a Linux user and like Vim keyboards, this one's for you. Yes, that's the one I use. Fuck Adobe. Their subscription model pricing is mob AF. Subscription model or refuse to let you cancel model. Fuck Adobe. Medical and dental schools. I know some doctors that were only 15 grand in debt a few generations back, but now you can easily get past $150,000. Edit. Don't forget veterinary school. Edit #2. Damn, I can't believe I struck a chord with so many people. Now that I have all of your attention, I just want to say good luck to all you, friends and family included. I hope that you all can pay your debt and put it behind you. Lastly, to all the medical, veterinary, chiropractic, dental, pharmacology, law, art, and any other schools that charge a ridiculous amount of money. Y'all can kiss it. My husband is $430,000 in the whole after med school. His residency and fellowship are 6 years total, so that's 6 years of accrued interest before we can make any real payments on the debt. Genuinely grateful to COVID for saving us a few years of crazy interest. It's kind of wild. Make sure he gets on income-driven repayment. Payments during residency /fellowship count towards public service loan forgiveness. I'll be forgiven over $300,000 next year once I'm done with the 10 years of payments.